Greetings. I am Legacy Moon, and this is True Crime and Mysteries. In this video, I would like to talk about two cases. The first case is Tomitka Stewart. She is from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. She was 41 years old and the mother of 10 children. Now, on April the 15th, 2024, her son reported her missing. They didn't know where she was. Well, for reasons unbeknownst to me, she was not looked for and the public was not alerted to her disappearance until 10:30 a.m. on April the 17th, 2024. So at 10:30, that's when the alert went out that says, hey, we have a missing lady. She's been missing since the 15th, and 90 minutes after they put out that alert, her body was found in the trunk of her car. Now, police have not given any reason or explanation why it took them 2 days to send out an alert, but it did. And furthermore, I have a question for anybody out there who's law enforcement, works in law enforcement, or knows anything about law enforcement. I'd like them to explain to me why there's a missing persons unit if they don't look for missing people. I mean, it seems to me there should be a team that as soon as you report someone missing, there should be like maybe an intake team, or something, gathering of information and, I don't know. But I just don't understand why people, especially people of color, we're just not looked for. If anybody can answer that, please do. Now, when I say that she was the mother of 10 children, she was the mother of 10 children. And these are not grown children. I mean, she was only 41. I think the oldest might be a teenager, but they're very young children. Some of them, and they didn't give the ages, but I'm looking at a picture. I'm not going to post it. But I'm looking at a picture, and these are little kids. So I hope that there's a family member that can take these children in so that they don't have to be scattered and spread out or put in the system. I just feel so bad for them. And as far as the suspect, now I can tell you what is being reported, and then I can tell you what I've found. Now, according to news sources, she was in a domestic violence relationship. And this is who their suspect is. Now, the funny part is they have not released the name, identity, or anything of the suspect, but they are saying that this was a domestic violence related, unaliving. And that's what news sources are reporting. However, and I don't do this too often, I'll go into what's being said on Facebook, which is that she was in a relationship with this man and that he had been arrested on a domestic dispute already and was let out. And I can speak on that. I had to, in my domestic violence situation, it seemed like I had to jump through more hoops than what that person I'm married to had to jump through just to get him out my house and just to make him comprehend stop what no contact means. I mean, no contact. You can't call me. You can't call my mother. You can't call my sister. And they don't want to talk to you anyway. And you better hope they don't see you. But I can tell you the last time he went to jail, I think he violated the order. And Anytime he goes to jail, and as soon as his feet hit the street, they are supposed to call me. They didn't. They didn't alert me. Not only are they supposed to call me, it's like a computer system. It's supposed to call you, and then you get a number, and then you call your victim's advocate, and they give you the 411 on what that individual is doing. That's how it works in my state. We also have a program here in my state where, like, if you have an old cell phone, you can turn it in to the domestic violence unit, and they issue these phones out, to women who are in these situations. But for me, I did everything the way you're supposed to do it, and he gets out. They call me in the late evening telling me I had to leave my home because he's out. He had been out for a few hours. They don't know why I wasn't notified, and I need to get out my house. So I'm thinking, okay, how did you know I hadn't been notified? That's what was curious. Where was the ball drop? Because what made you come to me this evening to let me know that he got let out 4 hours ago? And I'm just now finding out. So I don't know. I could tell you I went through some things with that situation. And all I wanted him to do was get out my house, get out my life. Don't ever come near me again. That's all I wanted. So I can tell you the system is still, if you're missing, if you're in a domestic violence situation, and sometimes a SA situation, I think we're the people who get failed the most. It's just ridiculous. So my prayers go out to this family, those children. I just really hope that they can just stay together and not be separated. And I hope that she gets the justice that she deserves. The next case that I'd like to talk about is Jaylen Griffin. Now, he has been in the news a lot these past few days. On August the 4th, 2020, 12-year-old Jaylen Smith went to the neighborhood corner store and he disappeared. He was never seen again. Now, by all accounts, he was searched for. I mean, there was a whole organization that was formed, and most of it was dedicated to looking for him in addition to other missing children. Now, Jaylen's his disappearance was just, it was so mysterious in that nothing. It was like he just vanished within the blink of an eye. He wasn't on a dirt country road. He wasn't somewhere off. He was in his neighborhood. And this, by the way, happened in Buffalo, New York. I find this case very mysterious, not just because of his disappearance, but a couple of weeks later, his brother was unalived through gun violence. They have no clue or witnesses as to who committed that crime. So here in 2020, his mother has two tragedies. Jaylen's missing, and then his brother is unalived. So that just took a lot out of her, and it was a lot of stress on her. Now, eventually, fast forwarding to last week, Jaylen was found. However, it was too late for his mother. You see, all of the stress of what was going on was making her kind of deteriorate her health and well-being. And she passed away in the hospital a month ago. So she never knew what became of her son or who unalived her other son. And in her hospital bed, she had asked her friend to promise to never stop looking for Jaylen. Now, here's the thing about the discovery of Jaylen and where he was found. He was found in a, what do you call them? A duplex? I guess one of those houses where they rent rooms, or multiple people rent rooms or different units in a house. So he was found in that house. What happened was there was a maintenance man doing work, and he went into the attic and came across Jaylen's body. Now, the police, they have not said whether or not how long he was deceased, or, if this took place a long time ago or was it recent. The neighbors reported that there was no smell or anything coming from the house. And the maintenance guy, when he called 911, he said, look, I think it's a human and nobody will come look. And he said, I can't go back in there. So, of course, police went out and they found him, and dental records confirmed that it was Jaylen. Now, here's the thing about where he was found. It's very strange. I took a page out of Real Talk Bougie's book, and I found out I wanted to know who owned the house. So I was able to do that. And it's owned by, I'm not going to say any names, but I'm just going to say it's owned by a company who deals with sex offenders and mental health patients. The house is in their corporation name. Now, I'm thinking that what they would do is treat people and then, I guess, as transition housing, put them there. That's my assumption. They wouldn't answer any of my questions, nor would they confirm or deny that they own the home. So that's how that went. But, I tried. So anyway, here is another layer of mystery. We have Jaylen, who went missing. And then a little bit after that, the brother is unalived by someone we don't know. The poor grieving mother never got any closure on any of the things that happened to her sons. And then we have this house. Now, the thing about this house is that not only was it owned by this corporation that treats and deals with mental patients and sex offenders, the house has they're actually calling it, and that's the community and the news, they're calling it the House of Horrors. And here's why. Before I get into that, though, I do want to say, I still, we won't know for months the cause of death, if they're able to even determine. I know they could probably tell us how long, but that's probably pretty much all we might be able to get. I was thinking that the body had to have been in an advanced state or skeletal of decomp, because when they did not carry out, like a stretcher. You know how the coroner puts you in the bag and they carry it. They didn't do that. They literally had him in like hefty bags, and they came out with multiple bags. And I'm sure they had evidence and stuff in some of the bags too, but I never saw a body bag. But anyway, back to this House of Horrors. Over the past 4 years, this house has a total of 160 complaints, 911 call logs. And this house, like I said, sex offenders, criminals. And, as a matter of fact, I forgot people on parole. I don't know what they were doing with this house, but these are the people who lived in that house. And Jaylen also makes the fourth body that was found in this house. Now, he like I said, he disappeared in 2020. But if he's the fourth one, and there have been more, why why weren't people watching this house? I don't get it. So here we have our fourth body in 4 years discovered at that address. We've got 911 call logs with complaints that date clear back to 2007. And these are complaints such as domestic violence, fire. There have been multiple wellness checks for different people who had been living there. And this is when bodies were being discovered. Now, at this house on June 23rd, 2020, the police went out for a welfare check and they found a deceased body. In August of 2023, there was a body discovered. There was one discovered in 2022. A body was discovered. And then we have Jaylen's body that has been discovered in 2024. Back in 2022, something else that happens is that a tenant that was living in the home was suing the LLC that owns the home, as well as the healthcare service and human service component of that. It's so hard to say this without naming the names, but I don't want to get sued. But a former tenant had filed a lawsuit. She has since dropped the lawsuit, but it was for negligence. There was a neighbor next door to that house who was suing because someone that lived in the home was out smoking and they had tossed the cigarette out and I guess they tossed it. I don't know if it was clothes hanging outside or something. It's really not quite clear, but it caused a fire and it caused damage to the house next door. As a matter of fact, $130,000 to the house next door worth of damage. So it's just, who knows? And if you look further, you can probably find even more things. There are over 10 loud noise complaints for that address. I just stopped counting after 10 because it's just ridiculous. There's multiple illegal parking calls to police, threats and harassment, threats in progress, suspicious person, ambulance has been out there multiple times, burglary, larceny and theft, unwelcome guests. Wait a minute, oh my goodness. I'm sorry. I thought that I found another dead body but I didn't. But I also want to say that when the ambulance, it seems like, were called to the residents, it took them back to facility. So that lets you know right there that there was some kind of connection between the healthcare agency and the LLC who owns the property. I mean, it's just a big mess. I am going to be doing, there will be more videos to come on this because I'm going to do some further research on this property, and just, I don't understand how, and don't get me wrong, I do think that there should be transitional housing for people who have mental health issues and need to transition back into the community, as well as nobody wants a sex offender around them, including me. But there are some people who need sort of, not exactly a halfway house, but some kind of transitional housing when they get out of jail. And I know we don't want these types of things near us, but should we put them on an island somewhere? I mean, I don't think that that's fair. That's a little bit on the inhumane side. So people, when they're released from facilities, from jail, they need a place to go. But who you place needs to be vetted properly before you put them in a situation where they may be living around a neighborhood that has children. There should be, and we all have the right to check our neighborhoods to see if there's a sex offender near us. We all have that right. But I don't want to say it shouldn't be a responsibility, but I would not want to live next door to a home that is just putting any and everybody in there. You know, if you're going to put mental health patients in there, put mental health patients in there. If you're going to put people transitioning out of prison in there, put people transitioning out of prison in there. You know, transitioning off drugs, anything. But keep it on the same page. That way, the proper community resources and services could be used to further help these people. And like I said, they have to live somewhere. I know they had a candlelight vigil for Jaylen on his 16th birthday, because he was found just a few days before he was to turn 16. So such tragedy for one family to have to go through. And I really want to get to the bottom of what happened to him and how could he have been there the whole time and he not be found in all these years. Nobody smelled anything, just nothing at all. So it's very mysterious to me. The house is mysterious. The past of the house is mysterious. It's just, for now, a mystery. But I will be glad when we do get more answers, because that is heartbreaking. It really is. So I know it was kind of hard to keep it in because I'm trying to do this video, and then while I'm talking, I'm peeking at the logs, scrolling down, looking to see what else I see. So, and I think I might post these logs on the community wall. If I can get them all on there, I might do that. So that's the mysterious case of little Jaylen Griffin. Prayers and blessings for the family, and I hope that Jaylen, his brother, and his mother are having a peaceful sleep until they meet again.
And a community coming together this evening for Jaylen Griffin, the boy who went missing around the Central Terminal back in 2020. His body was found a week and a half ago in a South Buffalo home. Today, dozens gathered to remember him on what would have been his 16th birthday. Our Dawson Person hearing from loved ones this evening as they remember this young boy and community members as they stand together in the search for answers of what happened to Jaylen.
Dozens of balloons flying high, reaching for the heavens, as dozens of people joined together Monday evening to celebrate what would have been Jaylen Griffin's 16th birthday. A nearly 4-year search for him ended with the discovery of his body earlier this month.
It hurts that this is the transition of our search, but I'm grateful that his mom can have a heavenly touch with her baby again.
Shirley Banks is Jaylen's grandmother.
He was a happy, back-go-lucky little kid, you know. All I can say is he was my grandson. He was bubbly, he was bouncy, and, you know, I've had good times with him.
Jaylen's dad shared with me that he wishes Jaylen's late mother, 48-year-old Joanne Ponzo, received the closure she was looking for.
I just wish she was here with me at this present time, you know, but I know that they're all together, and it's a blessing alone. Like I say, I got confirmation. And as long as I know where he's at now, I haven't got a problem with him. But it's still a long road to recovery. I'm just looking for justice now.
The question remains, who killed Jaylen?
And now that the body been found, we got work to do. We're never going to stop until that person is brought to justice and anybody else that was involved in it. It's more to the story, and we're going to get down to it. We're not going to stop until we bring justice for Jaylen, for Joanne, and Jawan. It's all going to be justice.
But just to think that that person could really be right in our circle, to think that that person could have joined us every year, to think that that person could have been here for prayer and for his birthdays.
It's our condolences from the team. It's very sad that that happened to him. We hope that in the future, obviously, that never happens to anybody ever again.
With prayers and community support, efforts turn now to getting justice for Jaylen.
As a mother, I need everybody to speak up, speak out, open your eyes, move with vigilance, and don't keep these monsters hidden.
Jaylen, that I miss you, and I'll see you when we meet again.
We are a voice for Buffalo. Jocelyn Person, 7 News.
I thank you for listening. I am Legacy Moon. If you are not subscribed, go on up there, hit that subscribe button, and tap that notification bell so that you know when I upload my next video. And if you would please do me this one favor, make sure you hit that thumbs up button, because I would like to be counted high, high, high in the rhythm of Al.